Hello students, hope you all are doing well. In our previous video we have discussed about the structure of kidney as well as the structure of nephron. Nephron is a function unit of kidney which acts as a small filtering machine inside the kidney. Each nephron produces a drop of urine, and finally all the nephron together forms the collection of urine. At least millions of nephron present in one side of our kidney. Okay, and finally all the nephron forms urine, and this urine collects into the collecting tubules, and it comes out through ureter, pair of ureter present inside our kidney, and it comes out through ureter inside the urinary bladder. And when urinary bladder fills, urethra allows urine to pass out from our body. Okay, now how urine formed inside our body, we'll discuss now. See, we have learned that two renal arteries. Okay, any artery or vein, when it is associated with kidney, it named as renal. Renal means kidney. Okay, now this artery is called afferent arteriole. This afferent arteriole brings blood. What happened? Every time kidney forms urine, because continuous cells brings nitrogenous waste inside the blood, and this blood brings this nitrogenous blood inside the kidney, and kidney all the time acts as a filtering machine, or its machine all the time is working. Now when blood enters into the afferent arteriole, through afferent arteriole blood enters into the Bowman's capsule. Now this afferent arteriole divided into branches of capillary. See here, these are the branches of capillary. This is called glomerulus. Okay, and now this glomerulus together join, and it forms efferent arteriole. You can remember this name by AGE. Okay, A afferent, glomerulus, efferent. Now nitrogenous blood or impure nitrogenous blood, when enters into the Bowman's capsule, it enters into the Bowman's capsule with great force. Okay, and this Bowman's capsule is porous in nature, as well as this glomerulus and this Bowman's capsule is porous in nature. So small substance which is present inside the blood, it comes out, or it filtered into the Bowman's capsule. Small particle like iron, like urea, like glucose, like water molecules, these are small particle, and it filtered here. Okay, it sedimented here, and large particles like protein, blood cells, it remains into the blood, and it comes out through the from the Bowman's capsule through efferent arteriole. It comes out through efferent arteriole, and some useful substances again reabsorbed by the different part of the nephron, and waste product comes out of the body. Now some substances which comes out or which sedimented here, these are called filtrate, and the process of filtering, this is called ultrafiltration. Filtration. Okay, this is the first phenomena of urine formation. Urine formed inside our kidney by three processes. That is, first one is ultrafiltration, second one is reabsorption, and the third one is tubular secretion. Okay, the third one is tubular secretion. First, we have discussed that ultrafiltration, blood enters into the Bowman's capsule, and here Glomerulus removes or filters some small substances from the blood, and filtered substance which enters into the Bowman's capsule, these are called filtrate. This is called filtrate. Filtrate. Okay. And the process of filtration, it is called ultrafiltration. Now, as filtrate enters into the Bowman's capsule, now what happened? Not only waste nitrogenous substances filtrate here, some useful substances also filters here and enters into the nephron, different part of the nephron. But nephron can't allow this useful substance to remove from our body. It again reabsorbs these useful substances, and again it throws these useful substances inside our body, and this is called reabsorption, and this absorption takes place by the network of blood capillaries. You can see these are the network of blood capillaries, which is called vasa recta. The networks are called vasa recta. Okay, vasa recta. Now, how reabsorption takes place? The second step, when filtrate enters into the next part of the nephron. The next part is proximal convoluted tubule. This is PCT. PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Student, you should know one thing, that around 125 milliliter urine formed per minute inside our body. That means 180 liters of urine in 24 hours. I know you become shocked. We are removing 180 liters. That means 18 to 20 buckets of water. We are not removing. Though 180 liters of urine formed in our Bowman's capsule, but 99% of urine reabsorbed again by the different parts of our nephron. Okay, and finally 1% urine comes out from our body. Now, how reabsorption takes place in different parts of our body? Maximum reabsorption takes place in proximal, this part, this is called proximal convoluted tubule. In this part, that is 60 to 65% of urine reabsorbed here. Why 60 to 65% urine reabsorbed in proximal convoluted tubule? Because proximal convoluted tubule, cells of proximal convoluted tubules contains villi-like structure, which increases the surface area of proximal convoluted tubule, and it reabsorbed ions, electrolytes, ammonia, water molecules, etc. Okay, and glucose. Okay, the maximum reabsorption takes place in proximal convoluted tubule. Now, rest amount enters into the loop of Henle. We can see there are two limbs of loop of Henle here. This limb is called descending limb. Okay, this is called descending limb, and this is called ascending limb. Okay, now what is the function of descending limb? Reabsorption of water, means descending limbs only permeable for water, not for electrolytes. Okay, that means reabsorption of water takes place here. Maximum amount of water again reabsorbed by this part, this limb, and water molecules enter into the blood, into the network of blood, and again it goes into the different part of our body. And now the ions which is present in the urine, it is reabsorbed by the ascending limb of loop of Henle. This is the ascending loop. Here ions, absorption of ions takes place. Okay. After that, what happens? Blood enters into this part. This part is called distal convoluted tubule. This part is called distal convoluted tubule. Here maximum amount of water and ion reabsorbed. Okay, that means 80 to 85% of urine is reabsorbed again from proximal convoluted tubule to distal convoluted tubule. Now, uh, blood enters into the collecting tubules. Okay, here again absorption of water takes place, and after the absorption of water, concentration of filtrate becomes high in collecting tubules. Okay, so this is the process of reabsorption of urine. Now, the last process, that is called tubular secretion. It is just opposite from reabsorption. How? Large molecules which comes out through efferent arteriole, these are the waste, maybe it's waste materials or maybe good material. So good materials or good substances, it flows through the blood and it enters into again the different parts of body. But the waste or toxic product again nephron got to blood capillaries. So this waste or that toxic product into the nephron. It throws this waste and toxic product into the nephron, and from nephron it comes out through it comes into the collecting tubule and it comes out through urine. So this is tubular secretion is just opposite from reabsorption. What happened in reabsorption? In reabsorption, substances which is useful for body is reabsorbed from nephron to blood vessels or blood capillaries. But in tubular secretion, waste materials or toxic materials, it enters into the nephron from blood capillaries. Okay, and ultimately urines are collected in a collecting tubules, and at the end of the collecting tubule, urine formed. Urine formed, and from here it collects into the urinary bladder. And when urinary bladder fills with urine, our mind decides that now it's time to remove our urine. The sphincter muscle, that is urethra's muscle, sphincter muscle of urethra, sphincter muscle of urethra relaxes and it opens the pore of urethra, and urine comes out or passed out from our body. In this way, urine formed inside our body and it comes out from our body. Students, it is very necessary, it is very important to remove urine from our body, because urine is a waste product, nitrogenous waste, which is toxic for our body. If you are not urinating properly, this toxic product may harm single cell or may kill the cells, or it is bad for our body. It is not good for our body. So this is the way how urine formed inside our body. I hope you understand this topic. If you do not understand, or if you have any question or any query or any confusion, please drop your question or your confusion in my message box. And if you want to learn some more topics, please drop your message in my comment box. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.